Asia Benicia.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm the one, the only Matic B. Mobley. And today I'm doing something different, something I never done before. It comes a time when I like we have like when we go through life and we describe it to certain people and you say, child, my life, I could write a book about it, right? And then you say, then there are some people out there who actually do. I'm fortunate enough to be sitting here with one of them. Her book is called This Is My Life. I'd like to introduce you, the one, the only, Sonya Hutchins. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
All right, I want to make sure I said it right. Say hello. Yeah. Say hello.
Hi, my name is Sonya Hutchins, and I'm from North Philly.
That's all you got? Now, and you gotta say, I gotta tell them you are an author. Be proud. This is your moment.
I'm a first-time author, and I'm a college student working on my bachelor's degree at the University of Phoenix.
That's something. That's something. All right, listen. So tell me this, right? So tell me this. I glanced through your profile. I got a little glimpse. I got a small tidbit of what the book is about. So before we even get to what the book is about, I would like to know what inspired you to write the book.
What inspired me to write the book is things that I have been through, things that I have like witnessed throughout my life. It actually started out as a journal, and the journal turned into me writing the book. Like I was going through a lot of stuff, so I started jotting everything down because I felt like it was better than actually talking to somebody. Because nowadays, even overall, it's just hard to, talk to people and stuff like that. So I would just write it down in my notebook, and then the notebook turned into a journal. The journal ended up turning into a book.
Okay, so let's get to the meat of the potato. Can you tell me about the book?
The book is about me growing up in North Philly in the Huntington Park area. When I first moved around Huntington Park, I was like 7, I believe. So it's from me and my family moving to Huntington Park, from me living in a 3-row house with, all of my siblings. It's 6 of us. So we all lived in a 3-bedroom house. It's from me losing 2 of my brothers, and me losing my uncle, and me being sexually assaulted. And back in when I was around 18 years old. So
okay, that's a lot to unpack. So yeah. I'm like, where would you like to start? Because I could start anywhere. I'm like, as far as those 3 things you told me, where would you like to start? Like if we're gonna do it, let's give them a real glimpse. So when they to create the anticipation for the book. So just, you don't have to go too in depth, right. And you don't have to say what you're uncomfortable with saying, but give us a little clip of each situation. Just each situation that you just touched. Just give us just a little about it.
Well, back in 2010, I had lost my brother Taj. He was shot and killed in front of our home in the North Philly, Huntington Park area. He just came home from jail. He was locked up for a few months, and he came home that Wednesday, May 12th, 2010, and that Friday, that night, around like 10 o'clock that night, May 14th, Friday, May 14th, he was shot and killed in front of our home. He was out with his friends that day. The moment he was by himself, he had came home. I think I was in the kitchen at the moment. He was coming downstairs, and I was in the kitchen. I think he had used the bathroom because he was on the phone as well. I was going up the steps, and he was coming down, and me and him was having a small conversation or whatever, and he had walked out the house, and I was upstairs. I think I was using the computer in my mom room, so I went to go sit down, and by the time I went to go flopped down in the chair to use the computer, I heard gunshots at the door. I heard the gunshots outside, and I heard him bang on the door and say, "Mom, I got shot." Because my mom was downstairs sleeping at night.
Right.
So we both I think me and my mom made it. He was like banging on the door. He said, "Mom, I got shot." And as soon as I'm walking down the steps to go try to run open the door, and she ended up jumping up, and he had fell to the porch.
Mm. Man,
so yeah, I ended up like calling the cops at that time. I called my sisters. He was on the phone with his baby mom, so she heard the shots as well. So about time he fell, within like 30 seconds, his friends, everybody was like around the corner. Like I said, I had called the cops or whatever. So when the cops came, because they was on the scene before the ambulance, so everybody was helping, put him in the back seat, and that's when they rushed him to Temple Hospital, and he was pronounced dead.
Wow. That's a lot. But
yeah,
it's a lot.
But that's
that's a lot. But okay, so you want to leave it there, or you want to try to touch on the other two areas that you mentioned?
I'm gonna save the middle part.
I get it.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to decide to say, you know what, I'm going to make this a book. I'm going to do this. Like, what made you come to that conclusion?
Once I start working in the hospital settings, me personally going through my emotions and stuff like that, being depressed, being overwhelmed, going through like anxiety and stuff like that. And then when I start working in a medical field, seeing the same exact thing, and it also affecting the people around me, which made me like, I see I'm not the only one that goes through these kind of situations. And that's when I start writing stuff down. But after I lost my brother, I started writing my emotions and feelings and stuff like that down instead of being able to talk to people.
Right.
Because even when I mentioned my book and showed like my family, because my family is inside of it, if nobody knew how I felt, because it's hard to sometimes talk to people. Sometimes it's better to just like write it down instead of being able to actually say it.
So now you said that it was hard for you to express how you felt. Why was that? Why was that?
I'm not even sure. Even to this day, at me being 33 years old, I feel like it's still hard. I still write stuff down.
I wouldn't stop that, but
yeah, I still write stuff down because it's like, I feel like when you say too much, even speaking with a therapist, because I have seen the therapist before, it's like you don't want to say too much to them because they're gonna really think you crazy.
Well, sometimes I don't know about you, but I'm like, sometimes it's a release for me. Like
it can be.
I don't want to hold on to nothing. So I'm like,
I feel like I gotta pick and choose what to say though.
Right. I mean, but I understand your position, because sometimes people take information and they don't do the right thing with it. You know what I'm saying? You become the tea. You know what I mean? You become the tea. So I understand where you come from. But I'm just a person like, if something is on my heart, period, I'm like, I can't carry that with me nowhere. I gotta, it's gotta go. I gotta.
Yeah, because it was times where as though I felt like, damn, like this is too much for me. I don't even want to do this no more. Like I don't even feel like I should live and stuff like that. But it was only for a split second. You can't sit there and say that to a therapist. Next thing you know, an ambulance gonna be pulling.
Hence why I said you can't hold it. You can't hold too much. That's why I said I can't let the stuff sit on me. Like if it's on my heart, I gotta let it. I gotta let it loose because those thoughts and those feelings come about. So you gotta I mean, you do with that what you will, but I'm just saying from personal experience. Right. I'm like, because I don't want the ill thoughts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever on my mind, whoever I trust the most, even if I'm like, I'm really not sure, I just get it off me.
Yeah.